trying to get these cameras right so we can have our illusion of walking on the beach, y'all. It's back to beach time. Oh yeah. I know it's snow on the ground. Jump on your bikes. Start your trails. Line up if you're walking wall to wall. Get your weights. If you're going to work with your weights. Get your chair if you're going to do chair exercises. Y'all going to hear the furnace because we had snow and it's cold outside. But maybe the Ubers tubers can do something about it. 2 cameras, almost identical angles, and the Facebook gives the illusion, and I can't get the YouTube camera to give the illusion of us walking on the beach. But, ooh, let's get in our heads. Y'all see what I did? Yeah! Let me take my jacket off, my warm-up jacket. Thank you very much. Okay, here we are, y'all. Whew. Man, the ancestors was happy with me at Kwanzaa. They started answering questions for me this weekend that you would not believe. This is a new angle. I'm thinking. Because for like History Month, when I bring the ancestors from remembering slavery back over, then I'll be able to see it clear. Before I was looking at it over. But I kind of like this angle. Yeah. Thanks for coming on a walk, y'all. Like, comment, share. Tell an uncle, tell an auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend to exercise, y'all. How all that medicine y'all taking moving around? Oh, you know what? Hold on. How's that medicine moving around? Y'all on set the Lilly Company? A whole new high? The executives getting bonuses? $1 billion bonuses. Y'all giving Lilly so much money. Whoo, child. Ooh. Yeah, I'm starting off stiff. Other than coming out here and doing the studio. Oh, and doing laundry. Oh. Changing beds. Oh yeah, you can see my feet. Not only can you see my feet from this angle, but you can see my legs. When your eyes see that, it's going to say, my feet want to do the same thing. Probably not like that. Probably not in that accent. Yeah, y'all. Back on the beach. Oh, how lovely. How lovely. Yes. Oh. Walking on the beach, honey. In the morning with the snow on the ground outside. It don't get no better walking than this. Yes, indeed, y'all. Ooh. I had such a great time with the ancestors. Ooh. This weekend, they did Kwanzaa right. They started answering some more of my questions, and whew, wait till I tell you. Now, I ain't trying to push nothing down your throat. That's why I ain't debating and arguing with you. I just asked the ancestors when I turned 64. I said, look at here now. I ain't never did nothing to bring no shame, disgrace, or nothing on none of you. When I wrote positive about you. They didn't give me no money, but I wrote positive about you. When my actions, I showed pride, the African race, through my music and stuff. I didn't crumble when the ancestors clued me in. I'm telling the vibing with the ancestors. I didn't crumble when you clued me into the fact that I am an African European. I, I took that because if I accept the history, I have to accept that part of me. We didn't come to this penal colony to pick no fucking cotton and cut sugar and stuff like that. No, we were in prison. Our ancestors, when I say we, I mean our ancestors, as prisoners of war of the Europeans, because by the European crowns. Because we lost. We lost. That's plain and simple as it is. But here's what they clued me into this weekend. I got so happy. Oh, so happy. I was like, oh, I've been wanting that answered for so long. So, they clued me in. All of a sudden, like I would see a flash of those, what we thought were dirty European faces on those big boats of people coming in to this penal colony from Europe. And you heard me saying sometime, one man's asylum is another man's penal colony. Well, that wasn't dirt on their faces. They were European Africans. And the persecution they were facing was from two main persecutors that's still up and at it, Germany and Russia. They annihilated their ruling class of Africans. They ain't sent them to no penal colonies. They may have sent them to, what's that frozen place up there with no food and stuff? Probably they got bones all over the place even after all these hundreds of years. So, I was like, wow. But no, they said they was fleeing religious persecution. And of course, sometimes the ancestors get so upset with me. They say, all of these religions, I call cults, come from Africa. That's the European Africans. So, that's how they tell it here, but in reality, after they got rid of the African rulers, and all, when I said I have to be specific, black African rulers, when they got rid of the black African rulers, they started tracing down their descendants, which are mixed race, which I call European Africans. So they started chasing them down. They didn't do it so much with the Brits and Spain and Portugal and Holland and stuff like that. They didn't. Because the mixed race was ruling class. So they didn't have to run and hide or anything. There's a few places in history where they did, especially in World War II, when they thought that Germany was coming after them. But they got back down. But ain't that something? So, okay, wait a minute. So now, they're leaving Europe, coming to this penal colony, as they say, religious persecution. But as we know, they are annihilating the mixed race, European Africans. I think the easiest way to tell them is through the fact of how they embrace the African cult. Yes. They have to have that African cult every Sunday during the week. They have to have it because that's the only part of them that they can show. That's the only way they can show that African side. Of course, they can get dreadlocks, blah, blah, blah. But okay, let me stay on point. So I was like, wow. So I said, so that's why when they came over here, and my mother and them was leaving from the South, the black Africans was leaving from the South, coming north, and met up with them, they were shaking in their boots. They had to zone us someplace, because if not, they would be found out as European Africans. And that fear from Germany and Russia of unlifing them was real. So all they had to say was, no, we have no African in us, we're all European, we're not European Africans. How can you tell? Well, you see those black Africans? They don't live near us, they can't live, they ain't got no money, we gonna make sure they ain't got no money, and we unlifing them every chance we get. So don't look at us as mixed, as European Africans. We're proving we're not Africans by unlifing, stepping on, zoning, using their votes. I'm talking about us African Americans. So I was like, wow. I'm talking about to the ancestors, I'm like, wow. Then they invited me and said, why do you think they scared of all those white supremacists group? And they said, wait a minute. First of all, ain't you ever asked why all the white supremacy groups come out of the Germans and Russians? A few Irish, shame on you, shame on you. But are the German Africans, Russian Africans, Irish Africans? That's the supremacy group. And I was like, I don't know. I had that thought when I see them, when I was reading all that stuff. I was like, well, why does it come from there? But now I know why it comes from there. So, I'm with the ancestors. And I said, wow, yeah, it would be them. They are still, to this day, hunting down mixed race European Africans. So then I said, wait a minute, ancestors. Ooh, I vibed. I didn't say I vibed. So wait a minute here now. Wait a minute here now. So if they gotta keep doing everything possible to say they ain't got no African in them, we ain't never get no reparation. They said no. No. Because these mixed race Africans are too afraid that Russia and Germany, and probably even the Brits too, shame on you, will be rushing over here to annihilate them. Ain't there something? So as long as they can say, we're not black, we still giving them the wrong history information, we still treating them like shit. We even got this thing that we used to make, we made up in the lab to make sure rats have cancer, and now that's out and about. I just got finished listening to a true crime where a man got a hold of it and used it to get rid of a family. So African Americans, keep hopping your asses up on that gurney. Keep hopping your asses right up there. So I was like, holy shit. That's why they came to this penal colony where we were. And why they went to the penal colony of Jamaica, penal colony of Barbados, anywhere where the black Africans are. But then, when they get around us, they start their, I'm not African bullshit. And then, George Floyd. Whoo, y'all. Wasn't that some heavy shit? So they're still being hunted. That's why I'm not saying we're mixed race. That's why they're never going to teach this truth in school. There's charter schools out there, y'all. As African American, I beg you, I don't like using the cult terms. Ancestors say within it. Send them there. Teach the true African history. Teach it out of Africa into Europe. Rulers overthrown, placed on penal colonies. And the mixed race kids are still being hunted down. Yeah, I'll tell you about that when I come back. Woo, y'all. Monday's a stiff day. Could be the snow on the ground. Could be me. I gotta tell ya, with everything, I still do love this 66. This is a great age. I mean, for me, had a lot of questions and they being answered. I was like, ooh, 6 months. Like, I'm finna get out of here, but please answer these questions for me. And they said, you know. And I was like, no, I don't know. I did know. It was just like a whole bunch of pieces. But now, more and more, 64, 65, more and more. And 66, the cherry on the cake. Hey y'all, did I drink any water? Oh, I'm loving it. Oh, I am loving it. So, that's why they came over here, or why the European Africans go to Africa, because they find safety there amongst all the Africans. They go to Jamaica because they find safety, even though it's a little danger, but they find safety amongst the black Africans because they are European Africans. But they're being hunted down. Now remember when that war in Ukraine first started, and there was videos of the Ukraine people kicking the Africans off the plane. Didn't understand that. I was like, wow, look at them dirty. How they kicking them off, leaving them here? And then I didn't even ask myself, why is the Africans running to the plane? The black Africans. Why are they running to the plane? Why are the Ukrainian Africans kicking them off? Because that war, from my understanding, because, you know, these mixed race liars out there, but to my understanding, this war is about getting the mixed races again. That's Russia's whole thing. Eliminating the mixed races. Germany's whole thing. Eliminating the mixed race. What race? Specifically, European Africans. And African European. That's why that African was running his ass to that plane. They kicked him off. I hope they made it. Because Russia and Germany annihilated all the black African rulers. They had no penal colonies. Siberia. They probably sent them to Siberia naked and had them freezing. But anyway, so I said, wow. So, the reason why they make us out, the black Africans out, when I say them, I mean the European Africans, put us in the paper, print and everything, to be crap, is a saving mechanism for them. They're screaming out, Russia, Germany, look! We don't have any Africans. We're here on this penal colony, and we're treating these black Africans like shit. We ain't giving them no money. They can't get no bank loans. When we give them credit cards, we charge them extra. I was like, holy shit. Holy shit. I never looked at it as the European Africans being chased down. End of life. We were taught they were unicorns. And unicorns are fearless. Then I had an understanding why these white supremacy, or they call them skinheads, whatever, group, scare the hell out of these European Africans. Because they're hunters. They're hunters of European Africans. So as long as you can prove or put up the front that you ain't got no African in you, you're all right. Just like these German Ethiopians. That's why they're shaking in their boots. Being manipulated by the Brits and German government over there in the Middle East. They're scared. Because they're on the hunt for them. We are so unknowing in our history that we don't know every time we walk into a hospital, chances of us coming out alive are slim. And the fact that we do make it out, start giving your ancestors some credit. Yes. So, that whole war over there is about, again, Russia running off. They call them gypsies too. Russia and Germany call them all kind of names. But what they are European Africans. And Russia and Germany is saying, damn, we got rid of all the black Africans. But no, that's why they team with Germany to track down the European Africans, specifically the German Ethiopians, Russian Ethiopians, Polish Ethiopians. Y'all coming on rough with me, right? Y'all there, right? But yet they come over here and they find solace in groups and stuff like that. But the first thing they do is start attacking the black African. So they can say, see, we're not African. We're over here in this penal colony. Being cult-free and worship and do all kind of fuck shit. Got gods and everything. But they're scared because there's 2 countries over in Europe that are still tracking them down for being European Africans. But they can't teach that to us. They have to teach unicornism. Superior unicornism. Methinks thou dost protest too much? The European African Shakespeare? Take it there, y'all, because that's where it is. So that's why they came over here. Because even in our situation, as black Africans, we're powerful enough to shut all this shit down. But we don't know our history, so we can't pull that power through. But that's why they're over here with us. They don't want us next door, but they'll take us a town over. They don't want us to have our own town to ourselves, because then where would their protection be? So they don't want us you exactly in their neighborhood, but you can be around them. They used to say, why are the colleges and universities around, especially in New England, surrounded by African American impoverished communities? They have to have them. As dangerous as they talk about it is, it's not. For all that teaching and all that stuff they're learning comes from Africa. And it's a part of them like it's a part of us. Ooh, y'all. I don't know, looking at myself on an angle make my shoulder look funny. So, after that I was like, holy shit, we would have never seen that. We'd have never seen that. That's why. They have to be able to say, oh, I ain't got no African in me, I don't even like him. I don't even like him. Look, I just dragged that African out the car and just boom, boom, boom. And they say, oh yeah, man, yeah. You totally unicorn. You totally unicorn. No, you're not. You're European Africans. And then I also thought, I'm telling you, yesterday was beautiful. I was like, I always wondered, because I used to call them unicorns. I said, why would the unicorn let a black African nurse their baby to black Africans' breast milk? I wondered that for a long time. But when you see the European Africans, it would be natural. That milk that baby is getting from that African enslaved woman is supposed to be there. The mothers are European Africans. African. So that's why they could do it. That's why they could take that enslaved person who just had a baby and say, listen, your baby got to starve. Come feed my baby. And I'm like, but wait a minute. Ain't we low life? And if you touch us, all your skin turned black and then the black cat and then they laid something else on me, y'all. This was the best. Did the Black Plague happen before or after the ruling Africans were removed from Europe? After. That's when they went back to being nasty. They were nasty before the Africans came out of Africa into Europe. Then they taught them the whole sewer system, the whole 9 yards. So when they kicked out the black Africans, who was there to do the do? They keep that. And for us on this penal colony, like they said, it was the rats. It was the rats. It was the rats. It was y'all nasty. Don't rats come to nasty people? or were y'all in rat territory? Ain't that something? So that's why they came on this penal colony. I remember seeing and how did that thing go? European Africans came on boats, and black Africans came on, they call them slave ships. But we now know those were prison barges. And our ancestors with the ruling class of Europe, specifically British. Of course, the Spaniards had theirs, and the Portuguese had theirs, and the Hollands had theirs. Because remember, they went all through Europe. So when they got rid of them, they did a sweep up and put them on penal colonies, where Germany and Russia, they just did annihilation. So isn't that something? So that's why they come here with us to be comfortable. That's why they came. One hand, they know what economic freedom for us is growth for this whole penal colony. We never hunted them. Okay. Maybe the ancestors, because it was war, they were being attacked. Maybe they did a little thing. Maybe because they raised up through the raw thing more European Africans, and they demoted black Africans. Maybe that did the thing. But we're so interconnected through blood. Now, I know these German Ethiopians are trying to change all that up. They are so afraid and still being on the run of being annihilated for being a European African that they are literally going into the blood. Y'all remember when the orange one had the Spanish people in the cages at the border? Do you know how European Africans are? But here's the thing. Remember that, if you remember who reported it, it was a black African nurse. She said, the doctor is here cutting out the South American women's womb. Myocardial, I hope I'm saying the right, DNA, honey. Go back. My daughter's talking about it now, but I remember it from before. The first day, well, I wouldn't say the first day, there's a lot of other shit, but that's what they did to the Ethiopians that the British Israel people went and got from Ethiopia, along with all the Hebrew teachings and everything like that. But that wasn't what they wanted. They wanted the wombs. And they did hysterectomies on all of those Ethiopian females that they brought to that British Israel. And the young people are so upset. They don't know why. They don't understand. They don't. Mitochondrial DNA. The mother's DNA. So, ain't no telling. I would say to you too, Hispanic people, don't be getting no DNA. Don't be getting no DNA tests. Don't even set yourself up. They're liars. They're liars. Their whole thing is, I ain't got no African in me, because they still scared. They still on the run. Because, yeah, Germany and Russia is hunting them down. And that's probably why Ukraine kicked all those black Africans off the plane. And why they're fleeing. Because They are Ukrainian Africans. And Russia and Germany don't want any, they're just so stupid. They're so stupid. It don't work like that. But they, I wish the black Africans, when y'all came out of Africa, why y'all had to go bother them people? They were sitting there beating their heads against a rock. You could have left them there. You gave them some education, gave them infrastructure, you gave them a sewer system, you gave them education, music, and everything, and guess what they doing? The black Africans still go over there because they ain't scared. They bold like that. We have the power to be bold like that, but we don't know enough. But no, I ain't never been scared of no fucking Russian. Because he's a Russian African. Ain't that something? Russian Africans chasing down Ukrainian Africans to kill. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some boys in the hood shit? Well, he had my red, the red flag on, and I'm a blue flag, and then ain't that the same shit? If you're saying bullshit, it is. So that's why ain't nothing gonna change for us here. Keep your vote. Keep your vote. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time with reparations. It's not gonna happen. They have to. The European Africans have to continuously show themselves to be better than the black Africans. They feel for their own safety. Because if not, German African, Russian African can come after and get them. And let's take care of the myth of gypsies. They're not gypsy. They're mixed race Europeans that look more Indian and mixed. When you mix African and Europe, you get all kind of things. So you also get a group that look more Indianish. Or maybe the Foundation Indians, but I can't go there, can't go there. So that's who they chase down too. Not necessarily Ethiopian, but some other African race, because African nations were all through Europe. So I was fine with the SS. I was like, oh, okay. Where did I put my weight at? Okay, there it is. I was like, oh, okay. I get it. If we, as African Americans, come to economic growth and success, say through reparation, then the mixed race European African thinks they will become more in danger for being supporter of the African American. So then Germany and Russia will start looking at them as saying, oh, y'all black, we gonna get y'all. So I was like, that makes sense. So now, black Africans on this penal colony, African Americans, no. Let's move on. Let's move on from there. These folks, these European Africans are so injured and so damaged that they'll just have to eat themselves up. Destroy themselves. They'll keep chasing themselves because they're mixed. Well, you're European African. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. You're European African. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'll prove it. I'll go out there and eliminate 5 black Africans. And they said, oh, you eliminate 5 black Africans? Then you really ain't no African. You really a unicorn. I say white ancestors say I gotta say unicorn. Anyway, ain't that something? I felt so much better. I tell you, my blood pressure went down so much. Oh, I was like, that's what that's about? Oh my goodness. Oh. So that's what it is. Even as they're kicking us, they feel safe amongst us. Even as they're making sure the black African don't never get nothing, they feel safe living and being amongst us. Though they put in the paper every day how we're criminals, we're blah, 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 they feel safe being on the same penal colony where we are being the descendants. Okay, let me do that again. German Europeans feel comfortable being on this penal colony where we are. But even in that safety, they're so trained to say, I got no African in me, that they have to make sure we don't get the jobs, make sure we don't get that, make sure that we don't get that, we don't get. And it's not for us to change it. We need to get more educated about our history, but it's not for us to change. It's for us to see where they come. So after I finished, I was like, oh, okay, they still running and hiding. That's why it's called passing. Because they still think, and probably it is, look at the war over in Ukraine. If Russia is ready to destroy a whole country because the whole country is Ukrainian Africans, squeeze your gut, tuck your elbow in, now don't throw it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, everyone's good luck. Now here's the kicker. This penal colony is taking money that it should be given to the black African Americans here. So I'm a senior, so I can start putting more on my diet than just how I can incorporate beans. I'm like, okay, pinto beans, lime beans, okay, what's little tiny peas, split peas. I'm on a pea diet, because I'm black, and that's how they treat you on this penal colony. But look how much they care for the mixed race Ukrainians. They will give everything for the mixed race, the Ukrainian Africans, to fight the Russian Africans. But the black Africans right here, they ain't gonna give nothing to, because they still have to say, ain't no African in me. I don't like no black Africans. I ain't got no black African blood. I ain't even got no black African neighbors. I was like, thank you, ancestors. So now I just want to hurry and get my taxes done. So last time I filed taxes, I ain't filing taxes no more. Get taxes done. Look into my burials. I'll be telling y'all about that, because once I get the tax stuff out the way, all the paperwork shit, tuck your gut in, squeeze your gut, tuck in your elbow, not up, no down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 for good luck. So then I got the 3 Aquagana funeral parlors that Chris from Lesser Gee Funeral Parlor gave me the contact, and then I find out how much that is, how I gotta save money, and then I go get my do not resuscitate DNR here, and then springtime comes, I'll call Eric. It's time for us to skate. And then I'm good. I expect nothing from them. I know what you. Yeah, I know y'all gotta keep saying you got no African in you for the fear of your own history, especially I totally I totally get it. I'm out of here. Oh yeah, there's another thing I'm gonna start because I've been asked the answers. I have to go look at psychics and different energy people because I want to make sure that when my remains leave here to go to Africa, that my energy also goes to Africa with my remains. So I don't know, your energy only stays in you when you're alive. See, this is an energy. This is the energy inside me. But how do I get, because I don't want my energy to be out. I don't want it to ever come back. No. And I don't want to ever be in a land of Africans where the only African that is berated and put down everything is the foundation, the black African. I'd rather go to Africa with everybody black. We all black. The powers that be. And when the European Africans come in, they just like, cool, don't start no shit. So yeah, I had a great weekend. So happy, y'all. So happy. I never thought at 66. Everybody's rolling around on the bed and running and sitting down like right now. Get up, my ambulance coming to pick me up. I was like, whoa. I don't want that kind of life. And the ancestors, I don't got to have that kind of life. And now understanding that, so I'd like to say they gonna stop like now. What did I find? This is prison in Mississippi where they just like burying black people. Well, I mean, child, please. I can't say y'all know the story. They said they hanging them and saying they're hanging themselves, and then they throwing them in this grave. They got this mass grave in Mississippi, but they probably got mass graves all over Mississippi. And that's what got me. I was like, as if the European Africans still feel fear of being chased down and it exposed or annihilated for being European Africans. And yet, you European Africans are hunting us down. The black Africans and unaliving us. We ain't did nothing to you. DNR, y'all. DNR. Like, comment, share. Tell an uncle, tell an auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend to subscribe. Y'all love yourself. I know I was raised, black people. No. Mm-mm. Learn your history. Y'all heard what I just said. I ain't repeat it. So yeah. One man's penal colony is another man's asylum. But now we know why all those boatloads of folks from Europe came over to this penal colony. European Africans. And where were they coming? They were coming on this penal colony because the once ruling Africans were imprisoned here and the descendants, me, is here. And I ain't no punk bitch. Like, comment, share, tell an uncle, tell an auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend, subscribe. Have a wonderful day. I'm on an angle. I'm angling. Like, comment, share, tell uncle, tell auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend to exercise. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.